Hello everybody, my name is Angel and this is my farewell video to 2020. I feel like 2020 got a really bad rap and this is not going to be a shitting on 2020 video. I feel like I'm actually really grateful for this year. I learned so much. I feel like I was able to unpack things that probably would have taken me 5 years to unpack in therapy. And I'm really grateful for that growth. So I don't want to really shit on this year. I mean, yes, it did suck in some aspects, but in some aspects, we actually got the time that we needed to slow the fuck down and really process what we're doing to ourselves, what we're doing to our planet, what the fuck is going on in the justice system, things that we just have not had time to really think about beforehand. So in that aspect, I am really grateful for this year. I'm not really the kind of person that is like as soon as the clock hits 12, I feel like an instantly new person. Actually, it doesn't even feel like it's a new year at all. It kind of feels like, I don't know, it feels like a time warp. October rolled around, it was Halloween, and then I was like, oh shit, we have not achieved anything this year. I feel like that video where that mom is like trying to clean the house up before company comes over. Like that is how I felt about the end of this year, just trying to achieve something. And I really didn't. I mean, I started working a new job. I guess that's kind of like achieving something. I won't downplay that because a lot of people lost their jobs in quarantine and in the lockdown. So the fact that was able to find employment, I'm really, really grateful for. So that's something I achieved, I guess. But besides that, I don't really think I achieved much. I did do like a 10-day sugar detox thing, and that actually was a lot because I never thought I could go more than a day without sugar. And so that's something. But I mean, I really had a ton of goals for myself this year that really got put on the back burner. Just because, I don't know, I'd like to blame my lack of motivation and procrastination on this shitstorm of a year, but truly that was kind of who I was the year before and the year before and the year before. Like even with YouTube, I've been wanting to be consistent with YouTube for so long, wanting to make more films and things like that, and I always put that shit on the back burner to work on things for other people, and then I end up hating those fucking people because I'm like, you're asking me to do shit, you're taking me away from my thing, but it's like, no, it's really you. And so I realized how much self-sabotage I truly do to myself. And I was listening to this podcast yesterday by Andy Frisella, and he read me to filth. He said basically, you're not where you want to be because of you. And that's what I had to do this year, is really look and be like, you're not where the fuck you want to be because you're not doing the things. And so that was like a real kind of eye-opening moment. Things I already kind of knew, but really having that time to reflect and be like, okay, like if you want your life to look different next year, you have to put in the work. And this year I really was lazy. I did not, like I spent so much time watching all the things, and I mean, I read books and I don't know, it was just like a lot of leisure, but not a lot of action. And that's what we had to get to, the action. But that's what we're getting to in 2021. I mean, really, December is the month that I like to use to kind of rev myself up for a lot of the things I want to implement into January. So I've kind of already been doing some of the things, but January is like, okay, let's get to it. But some of the things that I did learn about myself that I really like was, one, that I just really like myself as a person. Like, I consistently crack myself up. I don't know, I'm just a good vibe. And I think I was so concerned with like having so many friends and all these, I don't know, just having all these people around me. And when I didn't like maintain these friendships, I was like, fuck, is there something wrong with me? But deep down I knew there was nothing wrong with me. I'm that girl. But when you don't have like a ton of friends, it can make you feel like, I don't know, and like in the world is telling you you're supposed to have a lot of friends. But I really realized like it is a lot to maintain friendships, and I personally did not want to do the work to maintain a ton of friendships. And that's really why a lot of my friendships kind of dwindled, because it's a lot to keep up with so many people's lives and all the going out. And that's just not the kind of person I am. Like, I am a really chill. I like to be by myself. I have a boyfriend now, so he requires a lot of my time. And that's really how I like. What? You do require a lot of my time.
We require each other's time.
Whatever. So yeah, I just really like to be by myself because I really fuck with me as a person. And now I have 2 good friends, and really, honestly, I don't have time for many more other than that. Like, if I get new friends in 2021, that is great, and know that you guys were selected by God. But honestly, my 2 friends, that's really all I want. Speaking of my boyfriend, I am also very, very grateful that I was able to live with someone during this time that I actually liked/loved, because I know it must have been, I can't even imagine. Like, I had a bad roommate situation in 2018 after I graduated college, and I could not imagine going through that in this pandemic. I probably would have, I don't even want to know what I would have done. It would have been bad. So I'm very grateful that I live with somebody that I actually really liked. And we already spent like a ton of time together before that, so I was really nervous to be spending this much time together. But we're not tired of each other yet, so I guess that's something. So I did want to share like my 2020, I don't really want to call them resolutions because that makes it so cheesy, but I do set goals for myself at the beginning of each year, and I never like shared them with anyone probably other than my boyfriend Montez. So I wanted to share them in this video form so I could reflect back on it at the end of 2021 and see if I achieved anything, because yeah, I need the accountability, and I feel like having this video will hold me the fuck accountable. So here we go. These are my goals. And a lot of these things, like I said, I'm already kind of in the process of working on, but in January, that's when it's like, let's get it together. So in 2021, your girl will be 25. I cannot believe, in my head, I still think I'm 21 sometimes. Like, when people ask my age, I'm like 21, 23, 24. Like, I keep forgetting how old I am. I don't know if anyone else feels like that. But 25 is like a number that you remember because, like, that first part of your early 20s, I feel like it's just like a big blumble. I don't know what a blumble is. A big blur. But 25 is like, okay, now we're entering our second half of our 20s. Now we have to get our shit together because this is what determines what your 30s will look like. I mean, all of it, I guess, determines what your 30s will look like. But it's just time to get it together. It's time to get serious. No more playing around. It's go time. One of my main goals is to get in the best health and shape of my life. And that's something that I really, like in 2020, I really took my health more seriously, obviously with the pandemic going around. My uncle had a heart attack, and that was very like eye-opening because no one in my family has died yet, which means like I have this constant fear like everybody's gonna die all at once. But also like health is not, my mom has health issues too. I know that health is so important because I've literally seen my family struggle with health issues that I know I can avoid if I get my shit together now. So that's what I'm trying to do. Also, I was like listening to this podcast by Mark Hyman. He was saying pretty much like your 20s, your 30s, your like all these early years, like that's really dress rehearsal for the real show, which is old age. And I don't like want to be so dependent on, because I don't plan on having children, so I don't want to have to be dependent on anyone. Like, I want to be able to do what I want to do for as long as I want to do it. So that's why I have to get this health together now. And that's not really necessarily like a weight loss goal. It's just like, I want to be able to just like make a routine of working out every day, moving my body for at least 30 minutes a day, and eating the shit I need to eat, taking my supplements. And so these are things that I've already been kind of implementing really strongly in November and December of 2020. And now it's like really go time in 2021. I'd like to be able to do a pull-up, like a couple pull-ups. That's what I'd like to do, be able to do. So that's like a physical goal. My second goal of 2021, Jesus, that's even like hard to say. My second goal of 2021 is to either write a show and sell it, or just create my own web series. So pretty much that looks like me writing a show, pitching it to a few networks or whatever. If nobody buys it, just me making it myself. Either way, making a show. That has been a goal that I've had for a while. I didn't even have actually the selling part on there until someone was like, you know, you can sell your show. So I at least want to try. It's like a big goal of mine, and it's a little scary to say out loud. So that's how I know it's probably something I should be leaning into and doing it. So yeah, that's goal number 2. Goal number 3 is I want to get my splits. I've always wanted to be flexible. I've always wanted to get my splits. And so with the splits, it's like a thing that you have to do every day. Otherwise, like your body will like lose all of its progress that you just put your body through. So I'm gonna try really hard to get my splits. I don't even know where I'm at flexibility. I don't even know what that word. I don't even know where I'm at right now with the splits. I know it ain't close. That's where you at. So it may take a year, it may take more. I don't know. I don't even know what the process looks like. This is something I actually haven't started. It won't be starting until January. Goal number 4. I want to pay off all of my credit card debt and at least one student loan, preferably my salary loan, because that one is the most. Right now it's around like $10K. I pray Joe Biden comes through and knocks out all this student debt. That would be a godsend, but I've never really depended on white men to do shit else for me in my life, so I'm not going to depend on this white man to do this for me. It's something I have to take control of. It's my debt. I signed up for it. I'm going to pay it off. I also have the means to take care of it now. I don't have a ton of means, but I have some means. So while I have no kids, while I live in a cheap-ass apartment, I am going to work on paying off this debt. During quarantine, I accumulated way more credit debt than I was wanting to. I had an employer who was late on paying me each month, so that really put me in a fucked up situation, having to use more credit than I was wanting to, because I've always been a person that's always been pretty frugal. Like my mom was just reminding me of this story where I was in JCPenney and she had given me money, or someone had given me money, but we were going to the store and I just knew she was paying for my clothes, and I was like throwing shit in the bag, and she was like, "No, you're paying for this." And I just started fucking bawling and having a not really a temper tantrum, but just fucking bawling my eyes out because I had to spend my own money. I do not like I like to save money. I like to spend money when it's appropriate. And the way I've been spending money these past few months have not been appropriate. I'm really wanting to pay down a lot of this credit debt, or all of it actually, in 2021. So I can build wealth. And number 5, I really want to get consistent with YouTube, doing more of this right here. I have been wanting to be consistent with YouTube for a couple years now, and I'm always like wishy-washy, never consistent. So I want to say put out a video every week, but that feels like a little ambitious. So I'm going to say bi-weekly, and then hopefully after the hopefully after the first quarter, so March, then maybe moving into a video a week. But I would, for the first quarter of the year, at least would like to nail putting out a video bi-weekly. And that's achievable. Like, I can do that. I have all the fucking stuff to do it. I just need to fucking do it. And it's fun. I always love filming these little videos, and it's fun to look back on and seeing your growth and, you know, what the fuck you had to say at that time. So yeah, so those are all my New Year's resolutions / goals, or whatever you want to call them. If you have goals or resolutions that you want to share, please put them down in the comments. I want to hold you accountable. I'm so grateful for this year that we've had. My heart goes out to anyone who lost anyone this year. I just pray that whatever intentions you set for yourself in this year, and please set intentions. Like, I think it's so important to kind of call your shot. Like, say what this year is going to be for you. Like, speak it into existence. Write it down. Because once you kind of get things out of your head and it's onto paper, like, that's kind of the steps. Like, that's like it getting into motion to happening. I pray y'all have a good 2021. Thank you guys for watching, and